a tiny pumpkin, which is what I'm going to try and teach you how to make today.
Oh, okay, amazing. Boom! Hi there, welcome. Today I have my wonderful friend Korie here, and she is going to teach me how to crochet. Thank you, Chloe, for the lights in the background. That is her cat.
Likely to be seen later.
Exactly. Yeah, we're making it work. I also made her turn off fans and everything, so it is going to be a little bit warm in here, but we're making that work as well.
Hashtag Tucson life.
Korie is amazing with crochet. How long have you been doing it?
I learned when I was 8 or 9, but I didn't really start seriously doing it until about like 8 years ago. But,
Okay.
but I've been doing it pretty consistently for about 8 years.
Would you like to share some of your projects?
Sure. I tend to make a lot of blankets, so I just finished this blanket. This is a scrap yarn blanket that I made. So I didn't have a plan for this blanket when I started making this blanket, but it's done. Yeah, Instagram helped pick out the layout. I also made this hat,
Yes.
which I had originally thought was going to be for a friend who is masculine. And as you can see, the clouds and pom-poms worked out much less in a different favor. I also have a bandana. Those are super easy to make. Some of my employees wanted recognition treats, and so they asked for bandanas. I made my cat a tiny pumpkin, which is what I'm going to try and teach you how to make today.
Oh, okay, amazing.
Yours will be slightly bigger. Also, this blanket here.
And we're just gonna do a quick little B-roll of all of the other projects that we can find. This is just a small sample of some of the hats that Korie has made. My absolute favorite probably being this saguaro cactus one. She also has made many blankets. I constantly see her making them as gifts for other people. Here's just a couple of those. And then of course, she insisted that I show you her yarn shelf, which she is very, very proud of. And we're back!
Seamless.
I love the magic of editing.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, I've taught a few people how to crochet by now. My method is not the same as like the internet people who are like, you're gonna crochet everything in a minute, but I want you to understand the basics so that you can understand what you're doing moving forward.
Okay.
So it's important that you know that the first 3 steps are the hardest, and
Okay.
you're going to feel frustrated, but if you can get through the first 3 steps, you can make literally any of the things you see here.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
so the first thing we're gonna do is learn how to hold our yarn. And so this is different for everybody. You're gonna figure out how it feels in your hand your own way. But since you are right-handed, all crochet works from the dominant hand to the non-dominant hand. So because you are right-handed, we're gonna work from right to left. You know how to do a K in sign language?
Well, now I do.
And K for Korie. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have the little string, the short side. We're gonna grab it with our thumb and our middle finger,
Okay.
with a little bit below. And then we're gonna wrap around our index finger, go to the front of our middle, yep, like that, and then we're gonna make an X in the front, and then with our pinky, we're gonna hold that back there. Bam. So what we're doing is making a slip stitch. This is your crochet hook. You're gonna hold that in your right hand. You're gonna go through that little hole that you made there, grab your yarn.
From the, on this side.
Yep. There you go.
Am I doing it?
Yep. It doesn't matter. You're gonna grab it and pull it through your 2 fingers, and you're gonna make a slip knot.
Oh man.
There you go. That's a slip knot.
I thought a slip knot was just a band.
Also a band. More than just a band. It's called a slip knot because you can undo it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have you undo it and do it again so that you know how to do it. There's also another way I can teach you. This way is if you ever want to do something called amigurumi, which is like how you make stuffed animals. You
Okay.
have to know how to make a magic circle, and the way I'm teaching you how to do a slip knot helps you learn the magic circle faster.
Okay.
Through the middle, grab that back one and pull it through. Bam.
Boom.
Perfect. Do it one more time just to make sure it's not an accident.
Okay. Here we go. Wait. Oh my gosh, now that I have to do it this close, I'm like, wait.
Put your thumb on your middle finger.
So I'm on my middle finger. Wait, okay, like that.
That's your index finger.
That's my index finger.
There you go.
And then it goes around.
Make an X.
And then make a little Xy poo.
There you go.
And then I'm gonna go in and take that one and boom.
Yeah, that'll work. Next thing we're gonna learn how to do is a chain, which for all fiber crafts is the foundation for the basis of your project starts. I hold my yarn a certain way, I hold my hook a certain way. Everybody is different, So I'm going to show you my bias, but whatever feels right in your hands is going to be right for your version of crochet. Okay, so we're going to do a slip knot, little side facing you.
A little side facing me.
And then you're mixing them up. You're doing them together. Okay, wait, back, perfect. Tighten your slip knot so it won't fall off your hook. There you go, but not so tight that it's like holding you so much.
We got a little bit of room.
Yes. Your left hand does a lot more work than you think it does. Your right hand, there's two main ways. You can hold it like you hold a conductor's baton, or you can hold it like you hold a pencil.
Okay, like this.
I do too.
Who'd have thought? Musicians.
Okay, so that same K position is going to help you hold your working yarn. What you just saw me do is I take my index finger and I wrap it around like that. My ring finger holds the back, and then my thumb and middle finger is going to hold that knot.
Okay.
Yes. This is going to hold your tension. Your left hand is controlling the input of yarn, and your right hand is controlling what happens to it. It's going to feel funky until you figure it out. Okay. Once you figure it out, you're great. But the main thing to know is that you always want to be holding what you're working on. Because, for example, I'm going to chain a bunch right now, right? And if it gets really far away, I lose control, and it can't. It's really hard. But if I move my hand with my project, then I can stay connected with what I'm doing, and there's more consistency. Okay. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Hook the working yarn, and I usually twist it, and so that my hook is pointing, because you can see there's like a little oval shape. Okay. You want the pointy part of the hook to go through that oval shape. So I'll usually grab it and twist and pull down and through.
Like that?
Yeah. Or what I usually do too, that was successful, you just made a chain, but I'll pull down because sometimes if you pull it this way, you'll get stuck on your hook, on your hoop. Right. Yes. Precise.
I think I need to leave a little bit of space. It's not working.
You do. So unhook the yarn, and now you can take this.
Yeah.
Stick it back in and pull up. You pull this indefinitely.
Okay. All right. Like that?
That'll work.
Okay.
There you go. Boom.
Yeah, now I gotta get better with, because obviously I don't have good tension there.
Correct. I would like you to chain 10 that are even sized thickness and tightness. Okay. So the one on your hook doesn't count as one, your slip knot doesn't count. So we're gonna do 1.
Okay.
Now 2. Okay. And remember, your left hand has to be where your project is working. So move your middle finger and or your ring finger, because that's a valid way to hold it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, if you have different hands than I do.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're going to...
like holding this like a cigarette.
A little bit. So when you pull through, take that opportunity to move your left hand up to where you are.
Okay.
So you'll hook, pull down, pull through, move up.
Understood. Do you want to show the camera so that way they can see what it looks like?
I can show the camera. Slip knot method that I use is like this. You go around, you make an X, and then you go through that space, grab the yarn, and pull it through until it's taut. And now we're going to chain. So I go away, turn around, pull down, pull through. And now I'm going to move my left hand up so that my left hand is always where I'm working. Grab, pull down, pull through. Grab, pull down, pull through. Grab, pull down, pull through. And eventually you can go fast and you're not really thinking about it and your tension is relatively even.
Beautiful. I'm like, I will be watching that again. Okay, help me get repositioned again. Should I put this in front or behind? Okay, cool.
And then my ring finger tucks behind. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah?
Yeah? Yeah? I think that's bad.
It's not great, but this is your first time ever doing it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see all 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you want them to be the same size.
Okay.
So look at mine.
Yeah.
In fairness, I don't have the best yarn to learn on. The non-fibrous ones that are usually like mostly acrylic are easier to learn on, but I hate working with those yarns. Once you learn how to chain, chains make great bows for gifts. I've done that a lot. Or at Christmas time, if you celebrate Christmas, I have a chain garland on my tree. You also want to make sure that you're not getting so tight that you can't go back into those things.
Okay. Is this okay?
It's very tight. Look at the size of your hook versus the size of the stitch.
I just like them because they're neater.
They are very neat. Well, you'll figure it out. There's a balance between neatness and tautness. When my aunt taught me, I remember making my first chain, and I was like, look, I did it! And then she's like, do it again. Like,
oh my god.
Crochet fun fact, when you undo your crochet stuff, it's called frogging, because you rivet.
I'm loving the dad jokes.
Okay, so you're saying you might be hooked on crochet?
Keep them coming.
Original content.
Keep them coming. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Boom! You did it! Okay, do you feel
Okay.
confident in being able to replicate that, or do you want to practice again?
I can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me catch up.
Should I keep this naked loop up here?
Yes.
Yeah.
That,
Okay.
So with crochet, basically, knitting is taking fibers like this and pushing fibers like this. It's like weaving. Crochet is like one string that you're hooking into itself over and over and over.
Okay.
So crochet takes a lot more yarn than knitting does, but you can get different patterns than you can get with knitting.
Okay.
The next thing we're going to do is we're going to chain one more, and you'll find this common in most patterns. It'll say like foundation row base 10 plus 1. The 1 is your turning chain. So you have to make your next row is going to be taller than the row that you're in, so you want to get to where that row starts. So we're just going to chain one more. On my yarn, it's a little bit easier. See all of the V's?
Yeah.
The back side of the V's, there's those little bumps. You see all the little bumps?
Yeah.
We're going to work into those little bumps.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So what we're going to do is called a single crochet.
Okay.
In, not this back lump of the stitch we're in, but the second one, we are going to insert our hook through the back lump. So make sure that your left hand still looks like it did when you were chaining.
Just like
crochet, it's fun. You're holding the wrong thing, my love.
Okay.
Do you see your back lump that you need going to?
This one.
Yes. So with your hook from the front to the back.
Okay, I did it.
Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to grab yarn just like when we were chaining, and we're going to pull it through just that hump. There you go. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. Okay, now we're going to yarn over and pull through both. There you go. 1 single crochet. Yeah. So how many single crochets do you think we're going to have on this row?
10.
10.
Because that's how many things we had.
Yep. When you do the first bump, all the bumps should line up.
Okay.
It'll flip the row over.
I think this is my next one, yeah?
It is.
Okay, wait, I come in from this side?
Correct.
Cool.
Yep. Now we're going to yarn over.
Yarn over.
Pull
Just through
just
the bump.
Yep. And now we yarn over, pull through 2.
I'm understanding things.
There you go.
Cool. Do you want to show the camera that part?
Right, show the camera that part. So we have all those V's. On the back side of the V's, we have the bumps. So to do a single crochet, we're going to insert our hook through that black hump. We're going to yarn over, which means we're just going to take some yarn. And so we have the hoop that was on our hook plus that bump. We're going to pull the yarn through the back bump. Now I have 2 hoops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through both. That's 1 single crochet. So you can see right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet. For this pumpkin, we're going to make it 10. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Single crochet.
What I've got so far.
That is a row of single crochet. You're doing it.
I'm doing it. Am I your best student?
Uh-huh.
Has to be like teacher said.
I'm superior though, right? So make sure your left hand is ready to crochet. So remember that K set.
This way, this way.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Okay. Relax a little.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that your leading yarn is always ready to grab. This is Chloe. She's my local tester. If she does not sit on a blanket, it does not qualify as a blanket.
Has that ever happened?
It has not. I worked with a really fuzzy yarn one time that was similar to the stuff that I'm using.
Yeah.
I had maybe a granny square done. Yeah, and she was already sitting on it. They are good cats. My cats are good cats. They don't chase the balls of yarn as one might expect.
Oh, good.
But they do like to test all of the
products. Yeah.
Make sure that you're going in from front to back, not back to front.
Oh, from here?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've been consistent with that or not.
It doesn't look like it, but that's okay.
Still the best student.
Your first project, I remember my first project was a hot pad that was supposed to be a square and it was for sure a triangle.
We're making pumpkins, right?
Yeah.
Mine's gonna be a warty pumpkin.
Every pumpkin is different.
Mine's a warty pumpkin because it has texture. I don't know which one I am supposed to do now. I'm confused.
That's okay, you're looking at the front instead of the back.
That's why.
Okay, cool.
This is where we are.
You did get a little confused. Can you see where you got confused?
That looks inconsistent.
Correct. I am gonna be a butthole and I'm gonna make you redo it so that your pumpkin, it's gonna be warty, but the first row after you, remember the first 3 steps are hard. So the first step was slip knot.
How far do I have to redo? Tell me when to stop.
Yeah.
Right there?
Yep.
Okay.
And all your bumps are like raised from 8.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
How did you do that?
I don't know.
Oh, you single crocheted into the chain 1 extra. So for good practice, I should make you undo it and restart the whole row, but I won't if you don't want to.
I can do it. I'll just turn off the camera. We'll be back after I fix it. Alright, I'm caught up. I fixed it. I just need to note that she just said that mine looks just like hers. I'm just saying I'm ready to open my Etsy shop. Description below. Just kidding. I'm not doing that. But like also, I feel successful.
So everything you just got good at right now is what is the rest of the pumpkin minus the sewing and stuffing part. Where we're still working right to left, right?
Yeah.
We're on our end.
Okay.
Just like before, when we had our foundation chain, we needed to get to the height of the row that we were making.
Okay.
We have to chain 1.
Okay.
And we're going to turn our work. So we're going to turn to go the other direction.
This way now?
Yep, perfect. Okay,
cool.
Now, exactly where you think you're going to stick your hook, you're going to stick your hook. Yep, right under that. So you have the 2 V's on top. Okay. And you're going to do the same as before. Your hardware, pull through the V, so you have 2 on your hook. Nope.
Duh! I didn't do it.
There you go. And now yarn over, pull through 2.
Wait, I did that. I did the same thing as I did 1 and then I did it again.
I didn't see it.
Okay, wait. Okay, let me start over so that way I don't.
So we're gonna go into the V.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you're capturing both sides of the V. If you capture one or the other, you get something like this, which is ribbing. But we're not doing that right now. So you see that little part there?
This one?
Yeah.
I have to do both of those.
You have to do both of those.
I wasn't gonna do that.
There you go. And now you have 2 on your hook. Stop, stop, stop. Now yarn over, pull through 2.
Wait. Sorry. From here,
Yarn over, pull through 2.
okay.
Now, moving forward, you're just going to single crochet in all the places that you single crochet. So if you stretch it out a little bit, those little holes, do you see them?
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly where you think it's going to go. So these are the V's on top that we're going to make sure that when we insert our hook, we go through both. What she was doing before was only going through the front one. You want to make sure that when you're doing just regular single crochet, you insert through that. If you stretch it out, that little hole appears. You have both V's on top. Yarn over, pull through. So you have 2 on the hook. Yarn over, pull through both. So you're just single crocheting just like you did before, but instead of the back humps, you're going into the single crochet that you made from before.
Do I have one more?
Yes. Okay. So you, and then the way you can check is to count your V's on top to make sure that you still have 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm just not counting a small one at the very end.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Do I need to do one more?
I don't have it. It looks right though. Oh, you skipped the first one. So you chained and you turned your work, but you skipped that one. So you want to go into the very first one. Okay. Redo. That was very unceremonious. It was very good work. Very nice tension. You're getting this very fast.
Thanks. I am an artist after all.
That's true.
You know?
All of the other people I've taught have also been artists.
See, so I am her best. I'm just gonna keep bringing that up.
I did try and teach my niece, but she was, I think, 9 at the time, and she couldn't figure out how to hold it in her hand. Although one time I had like a big ball of yarn sitting on the couch when my nieces were over. My niece was 5 at the time. She goes, I know how to crochet, Auntie Korie. I'm like, oh, do you? And she goes, yes, I do. And I was like, okay, here you go. And I handed her a ball of yarn and a hook, and I was like, there you go, figure it out. And she goes like, this one's broken. This one's broken. I need one that's not broken.
I love that.
All right, 10.
Question of the day. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, totally do.
Perfect. So what do we do next?
Actually, keep doing what I was doing and do it in another V thing.
Yeah, so we have to turn our work, so we have to chain one.
Okay.
Chain one, turn your work, go back around.
How come they call it single crochet?
Because you're pulling up one loop.
Oh.
In the UK, it's called a double crochet.
Why?
Because the slip stitch is a single crochet.
Oh.
The slip stitch.
Okay. I get it. It's like when you go on an elevator and there's the ground floor, and that is 1 and 0 and all of that. Yeah,
yes.
that stuff. Okay.
In the US, it's US, and everywhere else, if I'm not mistaken, it's the UK that uses the other terms. I guess Canada also does too, but Canada,
Come on.
come on, Canada. Please let me live in your country. I would like healthcare.
To all my Canadian followers, I don't think I have any yet. I currently have 14 subscribers. 2 of them are me. A couple of them are my friends. You should subscribe.
I don't subscribe to any YouTube, but I watch a lot of it.
Okay, you should.
I'm such a bad patron. Anyway, it's the double crochet. There's 5 main stitches. In US, it's slip stitch, single, half, double, treble. And in the UK, it's single, double, or single. I don't know what they call a half double crochet. Maybe it's like a half single or a half treble. So between those 5 main stitches, you can basically do everything. The pumpkins that we're making right now are going to be fairly plain to look at, but we're going to add dimension later. But like this hat is made with a half double crochet. And the waffle stitch pattern on that blanket next to you was made with a double crochet and something fancy called a front post double crochet. Also, the ones on the ends are the hardest to get. One of the most common mistakes that happens with beginning crochet is that you end up with a triangle instead of a rectangle, because you dropped the last stitch. So while you're still learning, make sure you're going back at the end of each row and counting to make sure you have 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And then my turning stitch, I got that. And I'm just going to keep doing this, dude,
until you get to, because we made it.
This one's the first one?
Correct. Cool. We're going to work them up until they're roughly the height that we want, / circumference. Okay. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this little panel that we're making, because you've just made fabric. You want to take a moment to appreciate that.
I should. Yeah.
And we're going to sew it together, and then it'll squish like a pumpkin. I think we might do it this way, and then sew it that way.
Okay.
And we decided to make a little bit of a time lapse over here. Korie was able to make a scrunchie and a bandana within the time that it took me to finish this step of my pumpkin.
We're back!
We have our completed little scrap of fabric. So we are going to take a darning needle, which is just like a regular needle except jumbo. With your longer string, you're going to thread your needle. And now we are going to line up.
Should I tie it?
No, just like have it hanging out. You're going to line up the single crochets that you just finished with the single crochets that you started. Can you see them?
Yeah.
So now you're just going to sew it together.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. So I will usually go through both V's of one side and the both V's of the other. And sew it together.
I'm like, I can do that.
I for sure can do that. But the reason we wanted an extra long tail is because we're going to use this to also form our pumpkins. Well, I don't have a better word for it, the pumpkin sphincters. Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot. I'm a teacher. Okay, so we've lined up the single crochets here and the single crochets here, and so we're just sewing them together. Boop. We just want to make sure it's lined up. It's a pumpkin, so risk is low if you mess it up. And then to the top. Last one, bam. And then the next step, that top part, you're gonna go around and around and around. I'll show you. You're gonna essentially like loop through and then like that. So you're basically forming a sphincter on the top. So you weave in between your rows so that when you pull it, it'll like come closed.
In between my rows like this? Can I just go like that?
Exactly. Weave it around in between the rows. Bring it around town. It does not have to be perfect. In fact, no pumpkin is perfect, so.
You say that now.
And then we're going to, and then once you have your sphincter, you're gonna run your yarn like through the little hole.
How should I hold tight? Okay, what about, do I want this to end up on the inside or the outside?
It doesn't matter, we're gonna put it inside. You still need your needle.
That?
Yep, tight, tight, tight. We're gonna go across to make sure that none of our stuffing comes out. This matters less as far as direction as the sphincter does.
Because it's just an extra little stitchy dude.
Mm-hmm. Usually when you're making stuffed things or amigurumi, you use polyfill, which is the kind of plastic that they put in pillows. Okay. But I ran out of polyfill, and I've had to make a lot of pumpkins. So we're
How many times are you putting yours across?
Like a lot. Also, when you're sewing in your ends for any project, you want to make sure that you go back and forth a few times. You don't have to have a knot, and that it's not going to come undone.
So we're going to just keep doing this until we can kind of essentially get rid of the string.
Yep. I'm having difficulty sticking my needle in, so I think I'm good. Cool. So you can leave yours because what we're going to do now,
because we're doing inside out.
Turn it inside out. And all of a sudden, you think human pumpkin butt.
Pumpkin butt.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fill it with polyfill, aka yarn scraps. There's a blue bag. Bam! This is my DIY polyfill. Stuff it until it's a little bit less full than you would want it. If you're making these for your cats, you can put some catnip in it if they're catnip cats. Are your cats catnip cats?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Evanora is scary. I'm not giving this to them.
Oh, sorry.
This is my pumpkin.
Right, I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
This is not the best idea, though.
Yeah, no, it is a cute cat toy, but giving Evanora my first crochet project? No. Yeah, so that's
but we're also, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to create the top sphincter, and then what we're going to do is we're going to sew through the top and the bottom so that it pinches in.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you might need a little bit more length than you currently have. So if before you pull it close, if you wanted to stuff it a little more, now would be your time.
Oh, okay. The time is now to stuff the pumpkin. Make sure it's full, like your heart.
Like your heart is for the love of crochet.
That's pretty good. That's good.
Pull your sphincter closed, do your little sewy thing.
Am I going to do the across thingy dude again?
Yep. Because you want to make sure nothing comes out of your pumpkin. And if you have enough, which I don't know if you will. So what you can do is instead of cutting that off, just sort of like
tie another one.
Yeah, that gets complicated because the knot gets stuck in the things. So take the needle off of that string and just sort of bury the string into the hole. Okay? Or like into a hole. There you go. And now you're going to cut a length of this one. That's called felting.
Huh?
Yeah, that's plenty. Huh. You can tie it in a knot, or you can just do the sewing back and forth a few times to get it firmly attached.
Okay. I'll do that because I think I could use a couple more.
So. We're going to stab it through the middle.
Okay.
Or as close to the middle as you can successfully stab.
Okay.
And go through your stuffing.
Okay, gotta find a little spot where that can happen. I found it!
I believe in you. And you're just gonna do this a couple of times until you get that perfect shape.
A couple of times.
Oh my god!
Is it beautiful?
And then you can make a stem, which is optional.
Yeah.
But that'll take a little bit more time, and I don't know if you have time because it's already 6:30.
Can you do it and show them what it looks like?
It's just exactly like what we did to make the body of the pumpkin. Instead of 10 chains, we're just gonna do like 2 or 3.
Okay.
And then sew that on top. And then once you feel like you have the shape of the pumpkin that you want, then you'll just sew back and forth a few times so that you don't have to
get rid of the yarn. Okay.
Then you can just stuff the yarn back into your pumpkin. Body of pumpkin. The body of pumpkin. The body of Jack Skellington. We're gonna make sure that we have a long tail so we can sew it in. And then we're gonna make a small couple of rows big. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll make it half as big. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work. We're going to single crochet into all those back humps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. Okay, so we got 5. Now I'm just going to chain 1, turn my work, and I'm going to do 1 more row. Chain 1, turn my work 1, 2, 5. Okay. Cut a long thing. I'm going to pull through so it's fastened off, and I've got like a little bloop. We have our pumpkin. I think this is the top of the pumpkin. So I've attached it loosely to one side. I'm going to take the other tail attach it loosely to another side, and basically it's like a little floppy little guy. And so now I'm just gonna sew in the ends just to make sure they can get attached to le pumpkin. It's not the best work I've ever done. And I'm just going higgledy-piggledy. I figure basically when you're sewing in your yarn projects, what you're working against is the pulling force. So you want to make sure that you're sewing against whatever pull is going to happen. I'm just going to take a crochet hook and sort of like stick it in. Oh, it's cute, little curly. In a pumpkin.
Yeah. Awesome. And then cut to mine when I actually do mine. I'll watch that footage later. I have to get going because I have to go meet up with another friend.
Oh!
So, yes. So this is her finished one, and this is my unfinished one. I mean, I just have to do the stem. But
it looks like a pumpkin.
Yeah, it does. I'm, like, really proud of this, honestly. Thank you so much for teaching me how to crochet.
Of course. Good job being a very excellent student.
Awesome.
Maybe the best student.
I knew I would earn it. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Sincerely, like I said, this is the kind of content that I was hoping to be able to eventually film, is like actually being able to meet up with other artists and have them show me their craft. I'm so excited to finally be able to start doing this. Have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.
Like and subscribe. I know YouTube words.
Awesome.